Welcome to Mission Making with Rich. I am Rich, a mission maker at First Air Assault. Between mission making and other duties in the group, I don't have a lot of time to make individual mission making tutorials. So it's suggested that I let anyone who's interested tag along and join me as I create a mission. Even if First Air Assault members aren't interested in mission making, this video is a great opportunity to see what goes into each mission and the Arma magic to make things happen in-game. For at least this mission, which is Operation Census, which we've all played. This mission did take about 15 hours to create, but the good news is, only the tutorial stuff will be real time, and will speed up all the rinse and repeat parts of building a mission. But even speeding bits up, the video is 8 hours in total, and that, my friend, is one long video. So it's broken up into 4 parts, and this video is part 4, the final leg. While we go back and forth on a lot of mission-making topics, this video focuses on advanced object placement, creating kill zones, advanced Jebus use, code and waypoints, on-screen hints, player loadouts, needed modules, creating respawns, and a bunch of stuff that you need to have before you can put it on the First Air Assault server. Enjoy! With these big doors, this could be a place like a warehouse, right? That's what I'm thinking, because this PLP mod has very cool crates. I've been using them throughout this, and I use them practically nearly in every mission. And the nice thing is, because we're not going to blow up the mosque, we can turn this into like an Indiana Jones style warehouse, and we can use a lot of these because we're going to disable the simulation and the damage. Nice. And the beauty about these cases is there's one here like this huge open. So it looks like, you know, the bad guys just got a shipment in and they're unloading all the guns, and we can actually put some guns against it. I'll show you that. It's a little bit tedious, but it looks really good. And it's sort of unrealistic in the sense that the easiest way to do it is to make them where you can't pick them up. So what you have now is your obscuring views, and the best part is, let's do this, save us some time, it doesn't look like you're obscuring the views. There's one right there. Well, you know, actually, maybe we take one of these guys over here and put them in there. Didn't I have 2 tucked away in a corner? Like right here, I thought. Yeah, look. So we take this guy and put him in this window here, if he can fit. Now, look at that. That window's so tall. All right, so let's just undo this. All right, So I think these over here. I think that's pretty much gonna be it to make this look like. So now we need to dress this up a little bit. So first thing we need to do is we need to get some tables, because we need to make it look like they're unpacking stuff. Beauty about these, if you use this hand palette, you can actually put it under something, because we're going to make it. Oh, look at this, this thing's not on the ground. We're actually going to make it go under here. Alright, so this is going to be the showpiece. So we don't have to build as much in the surrounding hallways and everything, just a little bit of office furniture, I think. But what we do want to do is now we want to... You can find weapons right here. Assault rifles, the AK-47s, of course. Alright, I think that looks pretty good for the bottom. That definitely gives the vibe and why we're here. So let's find that hallway that had... Basically, it's where the head guy was. He's right here. We'll build out from there. Here we go. So let's go ahead. What we'll do now is we'll put down the civilian. That's going to act as the HVT. We'll turn this into his HQ. And then we'll just stick some furniture and some other stuff. And then we just need to put some the attacking guys and then look at Alpha. So... Alright, so that's definitely enough furniture in there. Now, trigger. Let's grab ourselves some. Alrighty. So, alright. So, basically what's going to happen, they land. This fills all these bad guys in here. As well as put everybody up in the towers. You know, I should actually move these guys out of the towers and have the towers permanently manned, because otherwise it'll look like they're just popping in. So I'm going to show you now the one where you can randomly spawn bad guys. And for this, we're going to need the code from the Jebus. And what we use is this one right here. Forget all this. This is code lives equals. This is the range right here. So in other words, if you were to use this, they would respawn 10 to 15 times. This is the marker they're going to move towards. And these are the positions that you're going to lay around the map that would be the spawn points. So we're going to go ahead and take this, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a really big force. I'm going to do the group, and we're going to find some place we can hide these guys. To where they will spawn and rush in. So this looks like this might be a good area. Let's see how much room I got in here. No. This is what we'll do. Put these guys down here. And I'm going to cover this up in a second. So let's open up the init. Control V, paste that in there. So we need to go to marker number 5. So I'm going to hit 5 in there. I'm going to say with 3 positions. 10 to 15 is good. Because bear in mind, what will happen is they spawn. They travel to where they need, and they will not respawn until every one of these guys is dead, including bleeding out. So that could be some time between the two. Honestly, you figure 5 minutes for group, and that's 50 minutes. That's an hour, and I think these are actually going to run past what we're doing. So the first point is put that in. Now we're going to go to the map, because you can only put the type of marker down. It's a system marker on the map. So go to markers, go down to here to system, empty, and we're going to put it right here. So this is going to be, it's M1, if you remember. That's the variable name. If you look back here, it's going to spawn randomly at M1, M2, M3. So now I have M1. So now we need to find another area. So they're going to run all the way to there. That's quite a bit. Oh, look, we got some stuff over here. Oh, this is nice. Let's stick them in here. This is a nice little complex. I will tell you, the problem is you want it to be on the ground, like right here. I think that's on the ground. We'll stick them right here. Sort of in the view, but you know, it is what it is, right? And so that's like, if they run 1 minute for every 100 meters, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they'll run for 7 minutes, which the beauty about this is it does give them Alpha and Zulu opportunities to take them out, which is sort of what we want, right? Because we want everyone to have fun. So I've got them coming from here, here, so we really need them coming from over here. What do we have over here? And it'll be shorter. Okay, this is perfect. What we're going to do is we're going to stick down a warehouse. So let's find our warehouse. This. It's a little big. Let me find something that looks more J-bat. Ooh, you know what? Look at this. We'll have them swarm in from here. This will be really good. Find a J-bat building. All right, so we need to put shape number 5 down. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to make it right here. So now they'll run to that. So basically what you have is you have these guys here. So they'll spawn here or here. We're going to have to change this because it's a direct line there. No, We'll leave that because there's a nice open gap. This is perfect. They'll spawn here, here, or here. They'll spawn 10 to 15 times. They should randomly go over those. Because they're such a distance, we'll do the 75-second one. So we'll sync this to them. So as soon as someone comes in and hits this race HVT trigger, trigger activated, race HVT trigger, it'll go off. It'll take 75 seconds and then it'll do what it does. Perfect. What we'll do is we'll throw some bad guys down here to push up. And the beauty about using the system where they just go towards the marker, they'll randomly make their way through this maze. And then what will happen when we hit this 400, they'll just flood out. What we may do as well is we'll have a bad guy drive over here. Let's set that up now. Oh, we had an issue with these guys before, didn't we? They couldn't go from here. It has to be from over here. Right here, this will do. Because remember, you kept hitting that truck. Not good. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to do the cars on this side of the road. So just to recap, because it's been 10 hours we've been working on this mission. So you may have forgotten. On this side of the riverbed, we have to use precise munitions. On this side, which is the same side as Alpha, which will be up here, and because there's less residences, they can use unguided artillery, whatever they like. So what we're going to do is we're basically going to set up some vehicles going from about here to here. And if you look, there's actually, look, there's another mosque. Everyone gets a mosque. So what we're going to do is we're going to set these up. And these are basically going to fire. There's one of two things we can do. We can either respawn the vehicles, or we can just go ahead and, as you can see, we got a couple here. Basically, dot them about the map. So what we're going to do is we're going to set them up so they're crisscrossing. And we need to do it so that way they're not obvious. So let's find a couple of places we can stick a couple more. Okay, before we get to alpha, we're going to do a couple of things to get rid of all these vehicles. Basically, we're going to do two things. We're going to put down a trigger to say if we've missed them. So I need to do this early, and it'll make sense as we do it. So basically, I'm going to put a trigger right here. I'm going to make it server only op4. It really doesn't matter how tall it is, but because we won't set it off. But I'm going to go ahead and do it 20. Make it skinny. Rotate it so it's over the road. Oh, this will do right here. So this is what will happen. And because they're going to stay on the road, I know we're good. So this is what's going to happen. We're going to, and you can find this on the forums, under mission making. It's the second page because I go to this all the time. We're going to do a hint. On-screen hint. You can see here we just basically put this following method, make a black box appear. You just basically put this inside the trigger to make it do something. So let's open it up again. So the condition is as soon as an op4, oh, we're going to make this repeatable because every time an op4 goes over this, we want this to say it. So that way every vehicle that drives over it will set this off. So as soon as a op4 goes over, it's repeatable. Whatever we put in here will appear in a black box. So what we're going to put is joint intelligence reports insurgent assets have left the area of operations. Please make every effort to eliminate op4 forces before they leave the area. So basically what we're doing with this is we're basically left the area of operations. Put an S in there. Please make every effort to eliminate op4 forces before they leave the area. So basically what we're doing is we're basically putting a big broadcast that Alpha and Zulu missed. They missed a vehicle. So what we're going to do is we need to put this on every exit. So, and we're not going to name this trigger because it really doesn't matter. We're not going to delete the trigger and do anything. So I'm going to put it over here. But I'm going to have to put it well back, and you're going to see why in a second. So let's just make sure that, yep, it's on the road. And then we're going to put this over here on this road. Again, well back from where we want the vehicles. Right there. And then at this end, oh, over here, at this end down here. Now, the reason I want to, I can make that a lot smaller. Make sure that's on the road, it's not sunk into the ground. Yep. The reason I want to leave it past these waypoints is because we're going to delete the vehicles out of the game so they're not taking up people's CPU cycles. And how we do that is a really neat piece of code. It's going to require a little bit of work. What we're going to have to do is we're going to have to find each vehicle, and we're going to have to name it. And I'll show you what I mean. So if I go to my library of stuff and I go to managing waypoints, you'll see here we can delete a squad on a waypoint. We can delete the vehicle and crew. All you need to do is put this in the waypoint. Delete vehicle X for each crew. Now this is where you're going to have the name of the vehicle. and the name of the vehicle. So we're going to grab this, copy it. So what I need to do, it might be easier if I look in here. So I'm going to go this fuel truck, and I'm going to name it Enemy V01. Enemy Vehicle 01. So when people get into it, this is where it's really going to work. So what I need to do is find this trigger. So, or sort of find this final waypoint. So I basically find this person in my browser. There we go. And you can see here's all the waypoints that they move, right? So if I go down to the final waypoint, and I can actually go here. There we go. And that's my final waypoint. So I raise it up. And on activation, I put Enemy V01. Now what? Oh, that's wrong. I screwed it up, didn't I? All right. I'll put it here, and I gotta put over this. And it needs to be in both places. So basically what you want to do, as a matter of fact, what I can do is this. There we go. It needs to be the crew and the vehicle. What I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this. I'm going to put it on a notepad. And go back into the game. Go to my vehicle. And this will be much quicker once we do it the first time. So, here we go. Copy that. Let's see how close I am. Yep, look at that, dead on. Right, so now I have this, right? So what I can do is I can use this for everyone. So, okay, so that's that vehicle. Let's go along the road and find another one. This one right here. Okay, so we're going to name this one O2. You can't have the same two names. Okay, come over here. Copy this. Now let's find these guys. Sometimes this works and sometimes it doesn't. It's a real pain. Let's see. There we go, Charlie 44. Okay, so you can see this is these. We'll go to the very end. And I don't even need to see it. I know it is, so I'll just double click on it. Go down. Change this to 2. Great, and we'll go and copy this because we're going to need this for the next vehicle. And hit OK. So let's find the next vehicle. All right, I think that's all of them. 12 vehicles. So we are so close to finishing now, and we've got coming up to over 11 hours. All right, so what we need to do now is see, this is what it starts to look like towards the end there. It gets a little crazy, and I sort of lost track of my layers, so we started well. All right, so what we need to do is we need to give Alpha a challenge. Initially I was just going to have a patrol, and we will do that just so you can see that. But I'm also going to have, basically, we're going to have people shoot up from here, and wander up from here. And it's going to, the reason I'm picking so many places that are a distance from their Overwatch area is to allow them to A, see them, and B, allow Zulu to see them as well. Because you just want to keep people busy, right? So what we're going to do is we are going to set it up to where I'm going to set up a patrol area right here. I don't have to put any waypoints. Again, this is Jebus, and it's just absolutely awesome. As a matter of fact, you don't even have to sync this with anything. So let me grab a group of bad guys, and we are going to make it a group. Let's do the patrol. And we're going to make the patrol area pretty big. Maybe we do it. Let's delete this. Let's do a group because it's going to be a pretty big area. You know what? Yeah. There we go. Put them over here because people probably won't look over here. There we go. So this is good. It looks like they're starting here for the patrol. So I need to go to my Jebus. And my Jebus. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to use basically this one. Group uncaches when players are within 500 meters of spawn position, assigns the group to Gia Zone 3. I know I'm not pronouncing that correctly. So basically, it's easier for me to show you this. So I'm just going to copy this. And if you remember, I think we're up to marker 6. Let's have a look. 5. So this has got to be marker 6. So I'm going to open this up and put this in here. I want to keep 1-1 lives. I want them to cache within 500 meters. I think we're going to have a look on the map in a second. And then we're going to change this to 6 because that's where we want them. And then spawn Jebus. So what is going to decide this is where the survey is. The Overwatch is. So actually it's going to be a lot more. It's going to probably be closer to 2000 C because we've got basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So if I say 2000, right? So what I need to do is I need to get a marker. Put it down. We want it sort of in between the two. Wherever I do this marker is going to be their patrol zone. So they'll meander all through this patrol zone. And I want them to get... There you go. Actually, I wonder if this tells me. So we're just going to go ahead and be safe and put 2000 in here. So as soon as it detects blue 4 or enemy in our, it's enemy, blue 4 in our case, within 2000 meters, it'll uncache these guys. So I've used this a lot. It's really, really good. Just it's a fire and forget. If you have people that need to go through a general area, say for instance, where you're having people start here and then walk over here, I could basically put these little boxes all over and you only spawn what they get close to, and it saves on your resources and everything. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. So basically what this will do is if they see them, they'll basically start shooting at them, right? So we'll see what happens there. The other thing is what we need to do is we need to put another marker on here. And we're going to call this 7. And we're going to put it right over our survey. And then now what we're going to do is we're going to get a group. First of all, let me find this there. Scratch that. That's got waypoints. We want this one. Because what we're going to do is we're going to grab another group. And if it's getting a little slap happy now, you know, I'm pretty much done. All right, so what we're going to do is we want them to walk up here. So we're going to do this first. Open this up. Put this in. I called it 6, I believe. 6, 7. 7. So basically what's going to happen is when this is synced up to a trigger, and we're going to basically pull triggers from the main area of the raids, this will send people up towards marker 7. So let's just double confirm that it's 7. Yep. So now I have these guys. I can just copy and paste them. Now the reason I'm giving them a group is because there's going to be 6 or 7 first air assault people up there in Delta, and they're going to have a weasel, and they're going to have air protection. So pretty much, you know, we need to make it challenging for them too. So we're going to sync this, and let's sync it to 120 seconds. Right, so basically in the first one, they're going to get this. And then we're going to come over here into this town. Like I said, I want to wherever Zulu is going to be stationed. So let's look around the town and see what we've got. So you can see, let's see, Alpha is going to be here. This is where Alpha is going to be. So let's put them right here. And the beauty about this is, because they'll be walking up there, right? So this could take some time. So it'll be really sporadic. All right, so let's pick one out for X-ray. You know, we can just go ahead and use the main trigger, the LZ trigger, because there's going to be so much of a delay. They're not going to know to look. So we'll just find the LZ trigger, which is this one right here. Okay. And then we're going to do one more because we're going to keep them busy. Let's see. Oh, here we go. There's some stuff right here. There we go. Oh, look, this is perfect. We'll just hide them under here. See? I won't be able to see them. And this one is going to be triggered by this one. There we go. So basically what we have here is Alpha. What they're going to do is they're going to sit up here and watch. They've got to engage this side, this path of vehicles with unguided ordnance or Falcon, whatever they want to use. They have to use guided on this side. That's their job. Bravo and Charlie are going to go through and tackle each one of these 3 objectives. And both, and then Zulu will be over here, basically waiting to laser designate. I have a funny feeling we're going to get so overwhelmed with the mosque we may have to pull them in, as well as probably change out the Chinook for the DAP, or put someone in the gunner seat for the DAP, for the Chinook, just to give us fire and support. There's no anti-air in this because that would just be unfair. And we have 3 sets of bad guys. 1, 2, 3, 4 sets of bad guys that Alpha may or may not engage with. Well, they'll definitely engage with 3. They may not engage with the 4th. So that's it. So we now have the mission all ready to go. 90% of these triggers have been tested, so we're good. So what we need to do is we need to set this up. I'm going to stop this recording because I'm going to go off and make the picture, and then when I come back, I'll have the picture done. Okay, I've done the picture. Before we actually go through and start with the picture, we need to do the loadouts. I actually started to do the loadouts before I started recording, so we're already into Alpha 1.3, as you can see. Basically, what you do is you right-click on the entity you want to change the loadout. I always use the BI Virtual Arsenal. That's the one I'm comfortable with. Ace also has its own version of this, and if you're comfortable with that, go ahead and use that. Basically, what you're doing is the mission lead is going to send you a list of loadouts that he wants us to start with. The reason we do this is because obviously we want to save time and get into mission as quickly as possible, and we don't want people all around the ammo boxes and supply boxes having to kit themselves up. There's going to be a couple of people because there's usually a last minute change. Or Zero Alpha, maybe he's thought of something the night before that he wants to implement. So it's pretty easy. As I said, you right click, you go into edit loadout, and you will see that each piece of equipment has its own section. The rifle, you've got launchers, pistols, uniforms, backpacks. You can even go in and define exactly what binocular they're going to use. As you can see here, I'm going to the backpack first, adding some magazines, and I just added them by hitting the plus button next to the magazine. And obviously I forgot to do this the first time when I went back because I'm going back and doing them again. And I believe what I usually forget, to be honest with you, is, I forgot to do the magazines on these guys to begin with. What I usually forget to do is add laser designated batteries. For whatever reason, we have them in our pre-coded loadouts, but the game is, Arma doesn't like it, and they tend not to end up in our kit, so we actually have to manually put it in as an editor. I just remembered. 1-2 is the battlefield coordinator. I need to give him a long range, but this is a good opportunity to show you something. All the stuff I put in his backpack should actually transfer over to the long range. So let's go down and find the... And you need to do general because it doesn't have... Now you can see, look, everything transferred over. So yeah, it transferred over right there. No harm, no foul. All right, so now we've did all the loadouts, as you can see. So now we need to make all the units playable. This is how I do it. I just do it by squad, click playable, bang. Go up a little bit. The order you make these playable is the order they appear in the server menu. Alrighty, so we have all our units playable. We have everyone doing the loadouts. Now we need to do a couple of the modules, and then we're going to wrap this puppy up. So the modules we do, I've already gone ahead and done the GOM. You can see it's over here. So I'm not going to walk you through that. What I will walk you through is setting up Zeus. So what we need to do is we need to give the people with Zeus access to it. So basically I need to give a variable name, so I'm going to call it wood ZA, and I need to remember that. I'm just going to because Kemper is next in command, I'm going to go ahead and basically give him Zeus as well. So now I've named and you can have as many people as you like. Normally what we do is it's Zero, Alpha, and Mission Maker are the two, but I happen to be both, and you don't want to have just one person with Zeus. You want to have more than one. So I just happen to have two. So now we go over to our systems, down to Zeus. You're going to go to Game Master. It really doesn't matter where you put it. Double click on it. The owner is where you're going to put that variable name you just made. So you have to have one per person. So this would be mine. You want to have all add-ons, including unofficial ones, and that's all you need to do. Control C, Control V, and I'm going to type in Kemper. Now he has it. It's as simple as that. It's probably the easiest it's ever been. All right, the other thing we need to do is set up Simplex. For some reason, this hasn't been working lately, but we're going to go ahead and try it. So you come over to your Simplex support, add artillery, put it down. Don't worry about any of this. We work off the trust factor. Everyone has access to it. So now you just sync it to the pieces. You only need one module per type. So in other words, if I were doing transport, I would need a transport module. Because this is artillery, I only need one artillery. So basically just one of each of these, and you hook it to everyone. All right, so that's got that. So now we have our Zeus. Let's make sure we have our respawn. We do here. So this is for you, Richard. So how you do a respawn, there's a couple of ways of doing this. Personally, how I do it is the old-fashioned way, because I'm an old fart. So what I do is you come over to your markers, go to System, put down an empty marker where you want it. This is for being on the ground. If you're going to do an LHD, there's a slightly different way to do it. And basically you name it Respawn West. Okay, you're going to need that because the game is going to look for this marker. Wherever this marker is where people are going to respawn. The rest of this will be done in the settings. So we're going to go to those settings, and we'll go to General. Whatever your operation is for Census, and bear in mind that I'm basically making this off of Avon, so there's all of the Avon stuff in here. The picture I've gone ahead and done, and I'll show you it's in the folder. Pull it up. So now we can delete this. If you remember, I kept it in because I kept getting all those errors. This is the one we want. So how I do it is I right click it, rename, copy it, and then I go into here, and you can see mine ends with a PAA, so I want to keep that PAA in there, and I do this. Now this is because it is not buried in a folder. If you had it in this images folder, I would need to put images /20 Twilight _ Census. And let's go to the op board and copy out. Oh, look at that. We got an application. All right, so let's copy out the thing. So let's see. We're going to take this. This is going to be our description because I'm lazy today. And we're at, we're over 12 hours for doing this. So, all right. So that's basically a description that'll appear in the various stages of us logging in. Let's go ahead and put it in here as well. I need to copy this picture, put it in here. Never require DLC. We don't want to do that. That will screen and not let people in if they don't have certain DLCs. Okay. So basically just go down, states, you don't do anything. This is all by default. Don't change anything on that. Don't change anything in that. Init, we actually have our init file in our folder. I showed you that earlier on. Never binarize the file. Yes, we want the op4 to be the bad guys. Airdrop, I've never used this. Ambient flyby, I do use this. It's a little bit of work. It looks really cool. Zach used to do a lot. Briefing, again, don't have that. Establishing shot, pretty cool. I'm not doing that right now. Intro text, I do this. So basically this is Census. And this is basically the little type that comes up on the bottom right hand corner. I set mine to 20 seconds. Let's do it to 30 since we got so many people. It's taking a little bit longer. This time actually draws off your settings, which I haven't adjusted yet, but we're going to be going at 1 in the morning. And I know that, so I'm just going to go ahead and put it in there. Mission endings, nope. So hit OK. That's that set. Now we go to environment, and this is where we're going to be at 1 in the morning, and it's going to be July 18th is the date we're going to be going, which is a Sunday. You can play with this. Because it's nighttime, I'm not going to. So let's hit OK. And then I just double check by going into the map. Oh, that's nice and dark. Really nice. Like that. I'm going to save this as we go. Attributes. Multiplayer. So we are going to have to play with this. Make sure you got 50 or however many people. I always do cooperative. I don't think it matters, but you know. Let me cancel and go back and get... Okay, you know, I can actually just do it from here. Because we need a summary. Right here. And this one actually wants to be pretty short. So I'm going to paste this. And I'm going to take that out. So you'll see that it's a really short thing. Bang. Enable AI. Always take this out. Otherwise, we have to remember to disable AI when we get in, because AI will fill the empty slots we have. Don't auto-assign slots. This is where the respawn west marker comes in. You can actually see, I'll undo this. Disabled. If I go to respawn on custom position, this is where it actually tells you. You can see respawn west, blue 4 respawn. So I want that. Show respawn counter, sure, that's fine. Respawn delay, I have mine set at 20 seconds. I always save loadout. If this isn't already ticked, because it tends to remember stuff, then you want to make sure you tick it. Revive, don't worry about that. Dynamic groups, don't worry about that. Just make sure we got everything. The big thing is enable AI. That's so frustrating. I have to go back and take it off the server and re-upload it on the server and the whole 9 yards. All right. Performance, this is big. Garbage collection. I was telling you about garbage collection. Because it's nighttime, I'm going to reduce this to 50 meters. In other words, we can be 50 meters away and it'll suck something off the map. All scenario objects. I only want 15 dead things on the map at any given time for corpses. You need to do this because if the corpses are eating up CPUs if you leave them sitting on the map. Vehicle wrecks, same thing. I just trying to get the best possible performance for everybody. Dynamics simulation, I really haven't gotten into that. It's a really good idea. I think it's more so we're going to have to start doing it with our larger size, but I really haven't played with it as much now. So hit OK, hit save again. We are so close. So the final thing that you should do on every mission, and if you ask any mission maker and they will tell you, is you need to paste the latest ACE settings in here. So how you do the latest ACE settings is you're going to go to mission making resources, you're going to go to ACE settings, and basically you're going to copy this. Control C. Go back to your game. Go to Settings, Add-on Options. Click Server. Do Import. And then Control V. Bang. Now we're going to go and do the mission because it's separated by server and mission. Anything to do with how we see things and how things work on our server in a game is in this code. And this is the stuff you'll hear us go back and forth about sometimes at missions if we have issues. Sorry, let me go back. So go to mission, import, Control V. Okay. So this is the thing that you hear us talk about because this basically sets every setting that we use within the server, view distance, the whole 9 yards. And if we have issues, you'll hear us discussing this in this at the debrief or when we're talking about our mission. Hit OK. Now this is saved. Understand that if you're a mission maker and you change any of the settings within, just because you prefer to have a certain distance or anything, you always have to go back and copy and paste those because ACE settings, remember the last thing you did, and it's just the way it goes. So anyway, so that's where that conversation comes. There's nothing hard coded on any of the actual files that the server launches on. It's all through those ACE CBA files. So now we have everything saved. You can see it's saved up here. You can see we've been going for 12 hours and 47 minutes. At the bottom there. And so now what we want to do is we want to export this. So I always go over export to multiplayer and it's done. So let's double check. So we did our Zeus. We have our respawn. Did all of this. See, I knew I'd forget something. So I need to, and if you need to see, just hit N. I need to change the Cobra. I promised James I would change the Cobras, and they are right here, I believe. Yeah. He wants to have certain things on the pylon. So, double click, because when James tells me to do things, I do them. Gosh darn it. This is on the wingtip here. These are on the bottom. We want AGM. I'm trying to remember which one he wants. Okay, so we want the 4, and he wants 2 pods of the K, and I may get these back to front, so I apologize. One of these is for personnel. It's more effective on personnel, and the other is more effective on armor. And I think it's actually the end, because you can see thermobaric. In other words, it burns its way through the metal. And you can hit mirror, and it'll do it. Why didn't I do it on both sides? Oh, hang on. I should have mirrored first. Maybe I clicked the button before I saved it. A little punch drunk now. There you go. Now let's try it. No. All right. Not a big deal. Okay. K. N. I'm not sure between the difference between ace and these, but we'll go with these. Okay. So that is one, and we'll do the second one just in case. Maybe, oh, there you go. I just have to do this side. Two. Now, if you look closely, it's a little bit hard to see. You can see there's nothing but AGMs on there, right? And just to be careful, what we'll do is we'll put, on Hawk 1, we'll go ahead and do the same thing. We'll put some, I guess we'll put N on. Understand that they can actually, oh, you can't do N, so I guess we'll do K. They can actually change these in game using the GOM script. All right, so now we click save. I haven't changed my A settings, so that should be okay. Let's export to multiplayer. And I think that's it. I'm going to do Kemper a favor. He wants a stomper. We'll move the stomper over here. Near the Chinook. This is the V&V. So let's just put that right there. And I'll put some crates next to it for him, because he wants to put some crates in there. So we'll do ammo. General, and he can decide which one he wants. Medical. And then we'll do the support crate in case he wants to throw that in there too. So now he's got that, and then I'll put a weasel over there. And I think he wants the cannon. And if he doesn't, he can fix it. Okay, so I think that is everything. And you know what? Because we're paranoid about Ace, let me just repaste it in there one more time and then save it. Control C, settings, add-ons, server, import, Control V, mission. This may seem like very overwhelming when you first start. There's a lot of stuff to remember and throw in, but honestly, once you get going, it becomes second nature, to the point sometimes you forget you've done it. Import, Control V. Okay. All right, so save this again. Export to multiplayer. Now what I can do before I go ahead and put this on the server is I can actually test this just to give myself, just make sure nothing weird is going to happen. So what I do is go to play in multiplayer, and now it sets up like a server on your computer. And this is where you can see if AI will populate this. I'm going to go in 0 alpha so I can test the settings. Sometimes your loading screen won't necessarily appear on this for whatever reason. I'll double check that, but I'm pretty sure it's in there. Yeah, I saw it come up. All right, so let's go in. See, something exploded. Let's all that stuff I put over there. Okay, well, this is why we do it. So let's come out of the camera. There's my Zeus. There's support. And let's fix the explosions. Let's do this. Put it back to daylight and see what I did. Maybe this was all too close. All right, let's try playing it multiplayer now with the sun. But it's good to test it here rather than get it on the server and have everything blow up. Because that's just a pain. I know what it is. I know what it is. Okay, so let me show you. I'm going to die when I get in, just by the way. Okay. So you may notice I have this right here, this high terrain objects, because there's a bunch of stuff in this field. And you can see if I put it over here. Ta-da! So there's all this stuff here. Inanimate objects won't blow up. It's not a big deal. But stuff like your weasel, your ammo boxes, all this stuff, this will definitely blow up. Because what happens is the game starts and then it hides all those items, right? So for that split second, where it spawns in, it'll blow everything up. Okay, silly me. And then we need to double. Oh. There we go. Make sure I covered everything. Oh, that's right. There we go. Okay, so let's see what's going on with the attributes. So, Twilight. That is in there, right? I got it spelled right. Twilight, Census. Yeah. I don't know why he keeps looking for that. Twilight. I don't know. All right, I hate to do this to you. One more time, we're gonna load all this up. There's no explosion. So that's what it was. And then I hit N. I got my NVGs. Got my Zeus. These NVGs are bright. There's Twilight. Okay. All right, so we're ready to go. Let's try to respawn. And respawn works. Okay. So, now the fun part. we get to test it on the server. And that's it. That's how you make a mission in Arma. Well, at least in Rich's world. I hope you enjoyed the long but interesting journey. It's been great having your company. If you'd like to see more of these types of videos, let us know in the comments section below. May all of your Arma adventures be fun, challenging, and of course, victorious.